Hi crafty friends, Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today I'm creating another layout with the September 2025 main kit from My Creative Scrapbook. And this month the kit is filled with the Simple Stories Book Fair collection. I do have a full unboxing on my channel, which I will leave linked down below in the description box. I've got two photos that I want to scrapbook today, and this is of my daughter Tatum. And this year they did things a little bit differently. Before school had officially started, they went to pick up their schedules and they actually had their school photos taken. So I thought that was rather different. I do want to add some mixed media, so I am going to start with this color here from Shimmer's Paints. And I have went ahead and I did add a layer of white gesso to my background paper. I did that off camera, so this cardstock has been fully treated. And what the gesso does is it allows the paint to sit on top of the paper and move around versus soaking into the paper. So I believe this is an Inklings color. And so it has like lots of shimmer and shine. Now the camera doesn't really pick up the shine from the Inklings on camera. I don't know why, but it is so pretty in person. So I am applying that all over the page, and what I want to do is give my background lots of this green color for all of my pictures and embellishments and things to sit on. Now I do want to mention I am on the Shimmer's Paints design team as well. So if you ever place an order on the Shimmer's Paints website, you can add my name, Melissa Minor, to the notes section, and then Shimmer's will send you a free gift. So you'll get a free paint, and you can add my name to every order you place, and each time you'll receive another free gift. Now if you're interested in the My Creative Scrapbook kit, they have so many different kits. They have the main kit, which I'm using. They have the limited edition kits. They have a creative kit and also an album kit. And I will leave the My Creative Scrapbook website listed down below in the description box. And be sure to check out our Facebook community as well, where you can see lots of inspiration from not only members of the design team, but other members that are involved in our crafty community. All right, so I am still painting this background, and what I'm doing here is I did spray water onto my cardstock, and like I said, it's been treated with gesso, so it is holding it rather well. And I'm taking my paintbrush here and I'm dabbling it into the paint tray, or the paint pan, excuse me, and then I am just spreading this all around the layout. I will finish this up off camera, but I do most of the painting here on camera so you can see. And the reason I'm focusing more on the border is because that's what's going to show. Once I get everything glued down to the center, you'll really only be able to see the outside edges. So once I get the paint on, I do add a few splatters. And then I am going to bring in my heat tool. This is not a blow dryer. My daughter thought it was a hair dryer. This is a heat tool, and it's meant for either like heat embossing or drying up your paint. All right, so this looks pretty good. Now I've cut several of the pattern papers that are included in that Simple Stories Book Fair collection. I've cut them into these 1 by, I think it's 2.5 or just 1 by 2. Excuse me, they're 1 by 2 inch strips. And I thought that that would be just, I was going to make a little pattern here. I did bring in a piece of black cardstock from my stash. And so I'm using the plaid paper here, and then the one that has all kinds of different school icons. And I just want to arrange them in a pattern, more like rows here. And I'm trying to make sure that I stick with my pattern, and I've kind of figured that out. Whichever one I start with at the beginning of the row, that's the same one that I finish with. So I'm getting these laid out, and now I want to start gluing these down. So I'm bringing in my T-square ruler. I figured if I get the top row down, then it'll be easier to just go on down the line. Now I did glue those first several strips down off camera. I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on so you can see. I've kind of stopped using my T-square ruler at this point because I know I have that first row straight, and so it's easy to just see the spacing and continue down the row. So now I have all of those squares, or all of those pieces glued down. You'll notice I did have one missing. I was one short, but I knew that that was going to be covered from my photos. I love the little ephemera that comes in the kit this month. I thought this was perfect. We have the notebook here, and then we also have the class, it says class schedule, and I really liked that because that coordinates well because this is her class schedule that she's holding. She is going into 11th grade this year. She's a junior. Like, where has the time gone? It's just flying by. I do print all my photos at home. I have the Epson PictureMate 400, which I love. I can print these very easily. I did print these out 3x4, and then I matted them on some white cardstock. And then you'll notice I did also mat them on black cardstock just to make them pop. And each of the pattern papers, the strips that I cut, I did distress the edges off camera because I do like that distressing look. I love this little foam sticker that says back to school, and I'm just kind of arranging these, trying to decide what I want to do. I know I want this back to school on here, and the class schedule in the notebook was really my inspiration for this layout for my color scheme. So I brought in that like minty color because it matches the class schedule, and then the minty color was in the plaid, and then the notebook is the same color as that the pattern paper. So I really like the way this coordinates, and it's just a different take, I think, on this book fair collection. All right, so I think I'm ready to start gluing some things down. I did like the way this looked with the notebook and then the class schedule, and then this back to school on top. I did place a little bit of foam on the left side of this foam sticker because I knew it was going to overlap my photo, and so I wanted it to try to be on the same level. So I only needed foam on a portion of it. I'm kind of thinking I want to use some pencils. So what I'm doing here is I like to take the stick off of my stickers so that I can move them around more like die cuts. That way if I change my mind, I can, and I can move them around. So I used my powder tool there to remove the stick off of them. This kit came with so many items. There's so much ephemera included, and the sticker sheet and puffy stickers. I have lots of options to choose from. I did find this tag, and I think I want to add it. And it's got like this, I think I want to call that like an olive color green. And the reason I chose this color is it's the same as the outline of that back to school ephemera piece. You'll notice it has like the minty green, but then it's got the olive green for the border. So I found this tag on the tag cut apart sheet that's included in the kit, and I think I want to make that work on the layout. I think it'll actually be a great place for me to journal. So off camera, I went in on my MacBook and I created a text box and typed in my journaling the same size as what this tag is. And I like these Avery clear shipping labels, and that way I can print my journaling on them, and then they're like a sticker. So I can peel off the backing, and then I can rub it in, burnish it in onto my wherever I want it, and then it looks like I typed on the background. Now it is super sticky, so once you stick this down, there's no moving it. So I got to be sure I have it just the way I want it. So I do have it here on the tag, and I'm burnishing it in, and I love the way that looks. Now I'm going to add some black splatters with the Shimmers Paints black hole. I love this. It's in a black acrylic, so it's really, really dark. It's a really deep black color. So on my journaling, I had wrote Tatum's junior year. Before school officially started, she headed in to pick up her schedule and have her school photos taken. I thought that was just so unique this year that it was worth documenting. And, you know, I'm not allowed to go to the school and take those first day of school pictures. So I was happy to get a few selfies from Tatum. And I added some twine to the top of my tag. And that's going to complete today's layout. Now, I thought I was done. And then I just kept looking at that notebook, thinking it was missing something. So I want to add some foam stickers from my stash. And I added 11th. And I thought that was the perfect finishing touch that it needed. So that is all for today. If you've enjoyed today's layout, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. Don't forget to check out the description box for all the details to the My Creative Scrapbook website. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!